it seemed to me, how could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, got it!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny Heidt. Oh, yeah.
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
am rolling.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1732, March 9, 2026. 62 degrees on this day in 2021 and 10 below on this day on two occasions, 1951 and 2003. You'll notice those low temperature records are getting warmer as we steam towards spring. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
I don't want to be that guy.
No, you have to.
I don't want to be that guy.
Got to be that guy.
But I feel as though I owe it to you.
Yeah.
I watched the hockey game Saturday night. It was a splendid game.
What a day, huh? What a day of hockey.
Yeah. Moorhead beat Minnetonka in double overtime. And it was just a hell of a game. Minnetonka was up, 3-0 at some point? 3-1.
Yeah.
And it was a great game. But I think the behavior of the Minnetonka players following the game, I'm going to be very careful here. They're kids. They lost a heartbreaker. All right? But their behavior was very noticeable.
I turned it off. I turned it off as soon as the game concluded. What did I miss?
Well, they rejected winning a silver medal. They scoffed at it. They acted as though I think some of them had it put around their neck, but then did they take it off? And others just grabbed it with their hand and did not allow it to be. They acted as though that was beneath them to accept the second place, and they.
Not a lot of thank yous.
Now, I'm always watching for that.
Yes.
For some reason,
It says something.
I've just noticed it's a sociological experiment to watch kids at a tournament. I don't care what it is, girls basketball, boys hockey, whatever tournament. I always watch to see which kids say thank you when they get an award.
Yes.
And of course, it's easier for the winning team to say thank you. They're excited. They're ebullient. It might
Don't
be.
use words like that.
Yeah, I can't even spell it.
Don't even start with me on a Monday with
I
those
would
words.
say, what were there,
Brilliant.
20 players on the Minnetonka team?
That acted poorly. That didn't act with character.
I think Minnetonka got 2 thank yous out of a kid.
Yeah.
Did they think that they should have won?
Well, that's what I was thinking, Kenny. You know, somebody's got to lose an overtime game.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
It's going to happen.
You know how many kids in this state will never play in a state tournament, either by the fate of their birth geographically or their parents didn't have the money to afford putting a kid through hockey, which in this day and age, you got to start them at about 3.
It's a part-time gig.
These kids, they played well. They're a great club. It's overtime, you morons. Anything can happen in overtime.
And it wasn't even a cheap
It was a wonderful winning goal.
Yes. I mean, even
It was a
leading up
great
to
goal.
that.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Great
Did you
shot
happen
by that
to,
kid.
Did you watch Hibbing and War Room?
Yes.
No,
at
I
all?
did not see that
This
game.
this
did.
game is like watching your two best friends have a fist fight. I don't know who to root for. I kind of wanted Hibbing to win because we have Lem up there. He's our guy.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sad when Warroad won. But what I wanted to bring up to you guys was there was a Warroad player that was bawling. I mean, and he could not stop. It was ugly crying.
That
Yeah,
was
but
the
they
coach's.
won.
He scored the winning goal. He was number 20, and he's one of the
20.
coach's kids.
Yeah.
So this was his last game.
Yeah.
He scored the winning
Is
goal.
he a sore winner?
No, he was joyful.
He was so happy
He was overwhelmed
that
with
he
joy.
had no control over his emotions and was literally sobbing really hard.
It wasn't taunting. It was from the heart.
No, absolutely from the heart. And at the same time, there were Hibbing players on the ice absolutely sobbing. And you think about it, these two teams.
How did they act?
They weren't as bad as Minnetonka. They were better.
I thought they were fine, Matthew. I didn't see anything bad. These kids have been playing each other since they were 5 years old.
I 100% agree.
I mean, they all know
each other.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the Minnetonka kids, looking back on it, will realize how they behaved. Don't you?
I think if you...
Or don't they care? I don't know.
I think the coach was bad, too. They had to call...
It was Goldsworthy.
They had to call the team up twice to get to the handshake. Minnetonka would not go to the handshake.
Yeah, they were kneeling in clusters, and they acted as though they shouldn't have to stand.
And Moorhead was ready. They
you
were
mean
waiting
the
at the line.
Game, good
handshake.
game,
Yes.
good game.
They had to be called twice to come for the handshake.
Oh, that's bad.
The behavior is something, though, that's trickling down to even youth sports.
Well, let's.
I see it on occasion.
There's much to be mined here if you want to go down this road. This is.
You're the one that wants to rip kids. I
haven't yet. I've been very careful.
Can I predict where you're going?
This is parents.
I can predict where you're
going. I would
going.
get my ass kicked if I behaved like that at the end of a high school football.
That's kind of where I was going, Ken, because there's no way anybody in my world would have
allowed me to
Oh my God,
my mother would slug me right in the throat.
But that is leading to, not in every case, but in some cases, what we're now seeing with adulthood. It's a complete entitled society and an entitled generation.
As I say, there's much to be mined here. The country as a whole. I'm not laying this on any Minnetonka kids.
Sounds like you are.
No,
kidding.
But they've got me. They got me thinking about the whole landscape of American culture. You're seeing this. You're seeing it in people who don't behave on airplanes. You're seeing it in people who don't behave at gas stations. You're seeing it people who don't behave at the drugstore. It's just. We have a character problem in the country.
Yes.
We just have a character problem, and we're not being helped with that by the current occupant of the White House.
So you're saying, when I do the title of the podcast, I shouldn't say Joe blames all of the country's problems on the Minnetonka Skippers.
No, I don't at all. No, they're just
Trump
symptomatic.
So he found a way to blame Trump.
Yeah, I have. Some folks even say sometimes when they lose elections, they don't accept it.
See, we got two guys.
Oh my God!
Oh
my God!
Happy Monday, everybody!
There you go, GLers. 8 minutes in.
No,
Yeah,
those kids in
I know.
Minnetonka were just symptomatic of a problem that they didn't start and they didn't create. They were symptomatic of what's happening to us as a race of human people, and.
Plus, I was rooting for Moorhead because I think they had the coolest nickname in high school.
No,
the Spuds.
and again, to be further making an effort to not be that hard on the Minnetonka kids, we'd have to go back. Let's go back 50 years and watch a tape of the championship game. And for all I know, I don't remember. For all I know, the losing team might have been the same way. I don't remember. But this was, I don't know, this one jumped out at me. It's so noticeable for a variety of reasons.
I think the ripping off of the medals before they even turned around and got back, as soon as it was on their shoulders, I thought was very disrespectful. I thought it showed me you don't have much character. They might be all really good kids today, and they're in school, and they're nice kids.
But you know how lucky you are to even make a team?
Right.
Let alone second place.
It's a big deal. And kids, skippers, it was overtime. Somebody had to lose it. It's overtime can happen in a millisecond, which it did. Mm-hmm. Was it 2-on-1 break, and the kid took one hell of a shot, and he scored. BFD. Somebody has to lose, kids.
No, these
Minnetonka, you're losers.
These Minnetonka kids and the Edina kids, those are all the kids that couldn't get into St. Thomas Academy, right?
Yeah, they're losers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and Joe makes a good point. Burnsville doesn't even have its own hockey team anymore.
I mean, you kids don't know how lucky you were to even be in that spotlight.
Right.
It's just amazing.
Well,
How
I don't
awesome. How
Go ahead,
awesome is it that not only did Minnetonka lose, but so did the Cake Eaters over in Edina.
Yeah.
They didn't like that either. That didn't end well.
So good.
It was fun to see northern Minnesota have a rebound like that with War Road and Hibbing.
Yes.
That was cool.
Again, like Kenny said, those guys passed each other on the road playing the same games. I mean, through
It's
juniors
like Polaris and
bantams.
Articat. It's just you're either one or the other up there.
Yeah. But holy mackerel, the quality of play is just so
fun to watch.
extraordinary.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
What's funny is they're high schoolers, and you watching the game, you're expected that they're going to be that good. I mean, these are high school kids. They're some of the best, but crisp passes, no look pass. I mean, I would have got hit in the head so many times by.
But they started when they were 1.
When I was a kid, every team that even made it to the tournament had a line that was lousy.
yeah, that fourth or fifth line, or right. The also ran
The Kenny and Matthew line.
100%. Last man cut.
I remember one year, you have to look it up, Patrick Henry made the tournament. Well, I'm sure for the first and only time. And one kid had the bad skates. You get them at the hardware store in July on sale, where they had the white toes, but the boots were black. They're like cardboard skates. It's just these kids are so talented now, and they're all starting at the age of 5, and they've been coddled quite a bit. I'm sure they've been told how great they are, and.
Yeah, well, along with the coddling, though, there's a hell of a lot of hard work to be able to skate at that level.
Oh, hell yes.
Minneapolis Patrick Henry now.
Let me guess the year.
Minneapolis Camden.
Do you have the year?
Yes.
Let me guess. 64.
A little earlier than that.
63?
What is this? The Price is Right? 59.
Oh, then
59-60.
59-60.
They
They
also
placed
made it
third.
in 64. Joe,
Thank
you
you,
may have
John.
been right the first guess. They
I'm
took
thinking
third,
of 64.
They took third place in 64.
Yeah. I don't think they've been back since 1964.
Did the goalie have pillows
No,
taped to his legs?
I think
No,
they
it
had,
was Life magazines.
They work, too.
and yet you go back, look at the talent of John Mayasich in the 40s playing for a high school team. I mean, the best have always risen to the state tournament.
Yeah.
But it's just that the best are now so phenomenal compared to what they were.
Right.
It's just truly amazing.
The one thing missing this year was Louis. I didn't hear him.
Yeah, Louis wasn't in a part of the.
He's got to get 6 months in one day in Florida,
And
Joe.
the fact that I haven't seen him at the airport recently is.
Well, I hope he's
run into him all
okay.
the time.
Yeah, I think they're getting a little more strict about the 6 months in one day bit, because I don't think he's done many wild games outside of Florida either.
No, but I know some people that are taking advantage of that, and they are.
Well, you mentioned the training, Joe. Rookie mentioned the expo that they had over the weekend at
Hockey expo,
at
yeah.
River Center.
Yes.
I saw a live shot from there. What do you call it? The simulator where the kids are trying to move with the Google glasses on.
Yes.
That's unfreaking believable. Those are the training devices that these kids are using now.
As good as Quinn Hughes is, and he's only about 25, 26.
Something like that.
I predict he's just the tip of the iceberg. There's going to be those Cullen kids on Moorhead are going to be the next Jack and Quinn Hughes. You're going to see what I foresee this. Such an improvement in puck handling through increased hand-eye coordination. You're going to see magical things done with
Stuff.
You're going to see stuff.
Guys can do the stuff.
You're going to see toe drags and put the puck on the stick and then just carry it around for a while. You're going to see all kinds of weird stuff that just is going to be increasingly fascinating to watch. Yeah.
What do you think is the most difficult move? For me, it is that pass in front of when the guy puts it between his leg and shoots it on goal. I don't know how they do that.
Well, I still think that there's a basic that always seems to win out, and that's just flat out aerobic fitness. Moorhead seemed to be getting less tired than Minnetonka.
The Herbie factor, the USA.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, Quinn Hughes, I don't know what he does for training, but he can take 6-minute shifts, for God's sakes.
Right.
You know, those are hard. That to me is the hardest thing, is to stay fresh and get your wind back promptly.
When somebody's hitting you against the boards, or you're
Wayne
getting knocked
Gretzky
over.
could have 110 heartbeat, sit on the bench for 30 seconds, his heart would automatically zip back down to 60. That's the kind of shape he was in. That's the amazing thing.
Aerobic fitness is also the principal element of the double pump layup. Would you
It
not
is.
agree?
How was your aerobic fitness?
You had to. I would take that huge medicine ball. I'd steal it from the athletic club.
Yeah.
And I would work with that to try to double pump it around. And then the basketball was just as light as a feather.
It did. It felt different.
I
didn't it?
can't tell you how much money I would pay for a video of the double pump layup.
I bet there's nothing. I wish there was too, because I was very entertaining.
Can I read you a letter that was in the Wall Street Journal Saturday?
About
What
hockey?
if we say no?
Or are you leaving the subject of hockey?
I'm leaving the subject
Okay.
because there's nothing to be
Yeah.
gained by ripping kids, except to rip them for a bit.
It felt pretty good. It felt pretty good because I was mad as hell when I watched it.
Well, I think we did it in a way that we're not.
Got it.
We're all right.
Yeah, we're fine.
We'll be all
We're
right.
fine. Bill Nye, this is the letter. Bill Nye, the science guy, invokes everything except science in his criticism of the Environmental Protection Agency's rescission of its 2009 finding that greenhouse gas emissions endanger public health. Then the story was the EPA is wrong about greenhouse gases. That was the letter that Nye wrote to the Wall Street Journal, and this guy's responding to it, saying you've looked at everything except science, Bill. Contrary to the EPA 2009 predictions, there has been a decline in smog levels from 1980 to 2024. There has been no trend in hurricane numbers or intensity since 1973. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change finds no change in global flooding. There has been no trend in the EPA heatwave index since 1895, except for the 1930s. Several studies show a decline in net mortality from heat and cold. U.S. wildfires have declined sharply since 1926, and global wildfire acreage declined 24% between 1998 and 2015. Global droughts have declined about 0.5% per decade since 1950. Global per capita food production has increased 40% since 1980. And the latest peer-reviewed research reports no acceleration globally in sea level rise. The science guy's argument is fact-free. Signed Benjamin Zeiker, Senior Fellow, American Enterprise Institute, Long Beach, Washington. And yet, you would think none of that was true, because news gatherers, however intentionally or unintentionally, will always lead their news with a flood or a wildfire or a hurricane or whatever, ignoring the facts that, A, we've always had them, and B, that does not mean they're necessarily worse than they've ever been. Now, when you burn down Pacific Palisades in L.A., you think, holy mackerel, that's terrible. But they didn't even have water to put out the fire because the fire basins weren't filled. And whatever. My point is we're doing fine. We're doing fine. But I noted today a headline that got me thinking about that letter in the paper. And this is from the local CBS outfit. Spring flooding risk is below average in Minnesota this year, National Weather Service says. It's almost as though, are we supposed to be disappointed in that? That's great news, isn't it?
Yes.
It is great news. And we're headed for apparently a very calm spring and no flooding. which is wonderful news.
Red River's okay?
I'm not sure the headline, and I'm just having fun with this, but it almost sounds like it's like when traffic accidents over Labor Day weekend are reported. It's almost like there's a record we're supposed to beat, and we're glad when they're reduced. And the same with floods. There's not going to be flooding this year. Modest snowpack and modest rains are going to result in everyone getting along just fine as we transition into the wonderful warm months ahead. And this little spurt we had yesterday and today apparently is not going to last.
It's already gone.
We're going to get chillier and chillier is what I'm seeing. Isn't that right, Chris?
Yeah.
Can I tell you about EcoFun?
Please do.
Well, I hope you got there in time to take advantage of yesterday and today and ride that new electric bike. They've got them on sale starting at $8.99 at EcoFun. 400 electric bikes in stock. 130 motorcycles display in Motorcycle Alley, including the Moto Guzzi V7 on preseason sale starting at $71.99. You want water equipment? You want a jet ski, a wave runner to take up to the lake? They're going to throw in the trailer, which is a $1,500 value. These seasonal offers will come and go quickly because our seasons come and go quickly. Get to EcoFun in Forest Lake. It's right on 97, immediately west of Interstate 35, and down in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life. And a wonderful get lost in a website at ecofunmotorsports.com. Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. I almost got up there Saturday, but the weather was just foul Saturday. Yeah, I just wasn't wasn't in a buying mood Saturday. Because if I go there, it's dangerous.
I bet she was hopping yesterday.
Yesterday was Sunday. They weren't open.
Oh, yeah, that's so. Really?
I don't think EcoFun's open on Sundays.
I thought it was Monday.
Not many people are open on Sundays. Sundays and Mondays, I believe EcoFun is closed.
I got you.
You got to have some time with the family.
Right.
Veteran Democratic strategist James Carville. You all know who he is.
Oh, sure.
He's got the funny voice. He's condemned Representative Ilhan Omar. Wants her out of the party because she keeps attacking white men. And he said, that's a lot of our voters. We can't... Sports commentator Stephen A. Smith asked James Carville about a recently resurfaced clip from May of 2025 when the strategist had challenged Omar to leave the Democratic Party and start her own party. Smith asked him to explain what caused this expression of frustration. Carville replied that Omar has some admirable qualities and is liked by many, but she started attacking white males, and I'm going to say, wait a minute, let's stop. All right, in 2024, 72% of the people who voted were white. That's just a fact. Of that 72, probably 48% or 48.5% were male. He then concluded that his calculation that about 33% of the people who are going to vote are going to be white males, well, it's stupid. It's just a stupid idea to attack 33% of the voters.
Quick aside.
Yeah.
Was the world really clamoring for more Stephen A. Smith? The guy's on 19 different ESPN shows, and now we need to have him give us his social commentary on politics.
Isn't he running for president?
That was I believe.
Stephen Smith? God, no.
Yeah, he's
Stephen A.
talking
He
about
was.
He's mentioned it, but I don't think he's officially
Run for Jackass of the Year.
What is he, an ESPN guy?
Well, yes, but now he's doing this political commentary as well.
But
I mean,
he's a loudmouth, hot takes,
Yes.
bomb throwing,
Make-up word guy.
meathead.
Carville continued. And so what I would say to Congressman Omar, why don't you be a Democratic Socialist of America? Do what AOC did. And then if they win, the truth of that is I share a lot of ideological issues in common with Omar, but maybe you should do like a parliamentary government. We'll let you in the governing coalition, but not the electoral coalition. But we cannot. We have to get this mentality out that we can win national elections. you got to get rid of the mentality that we can win national elections without white people, because you can't, Carville said. That we can somehow or another win an election without white males is insanity. It's literally mathematical insanity and cultural insanity. Thank you, sir. Yeah. I don't think that was a year ago. I don't think Ilhan is going to start her own party. Do you think?
She's comfortable. She makes a good living.
Stephen A. did tell Sean Hannity he's not running for the presidency.
Well, that's a relief. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe he'd be a crackerjack president.
Which one of you two? Is that you attacking the microphone?
That's Joe. Yeah.
I have a
You
little
gotta
trouble with it,
stop that.
Kenny.
It's all his chest hairs getting curled up in there.
A lot of mic infractions in here today.
And another guy,
Yeah.
Furthermore,
who wants to be president, Newsom,
Oh, good Lord.
Gavin Newsom.
Wait, who is he addressing this time? Because he likes to change the way he talks to a given audience.
Now, this is Chevron is sounding a dire alarm, especially now, I would imagine, right? Warning California Governor Gavin Newsom and state regulators that a newly proposed cap and invest amendment are a death knell for California's remaining refineries. The energy giant warns the move will kill more than 500,000 jobs, threaten national security, and spike gas prices by more than $1 per gallon, all to fuel a state-run shakedown of the energy sector. The Chevron wrote this in a letter addressed to Newsom and obtained by the California Globe. I'm unfamiliar with what that is. The proposed regulation will cripple the survivability of the state's remaining refineries, which will result in California losing the entire industry to this program, Chevron President Andy Walls wrote. This regulation will increase transportation and aviation fuel prices for consumers. It will risk significant job losses, including many high-paying union jobs, while reducing funding for essential public services. It will upend California's fuels market and threaten critical energy and national security assets. The California Air Resources Board, they are unelected, is aiming to make companies cleaner by aggressively lowering the cap on how much total pollution is allowed in the state. Specifically, the board is proposing to pull 118.3 million allowances out of the state's market between 2027 and 2030, and has more recently increased its carbon reduction target to 90% by the year 2045. Chevron's president wrote that's a cut line. Walls warns that the green energy agenda comes with a price tag for working families, writing that Chevron projections show a $1 per gallon of gas increase by 2030 and an estimated 536,707 industry jobs at risk. Now, granted, this is an oil executive telling you this, but what is there to argue with in his point? Mm-hmm. California already has the highest gas prices in the nation, with the current state average at $4.81 a gallon, according to AAA. What will that be if this Iran situation continues?
I don't want to think about
$6, $7, $8 a gallon? What's your number?
What's your number?
These impacts will fall most heavily on lower-income households that spend a disproportionate share of income on transportation. Increasing costs without addressing the underlying driver of California's gasoline prices. Walls said affordability is a top concern for California's residents, and Chevron and these proposed amendments would only exacerbate the high cost of living in this state.
That's what they want, though. They want to change behaviors. They don't want you in a car.
Right.
They want you poor people to bike or take the bus or walk.
Which has nothing to do with the environment. It has everything to do with control of movement and control of how you make a living, where you make a living, and if you make a living that we'll approve. This has nothing to do with the environment. It never has. It never will. Read the letter to the Wall Street Journal that I just read you.
Mm-hmm. How fun is it that the California Air Resource Board is called CARB?
Right, right. But they're unelected.
Yeah. Well,
They're Mysterians. Refinery closures in California reduce fuel supply resilience on the West Coast, increasing risk to military readiness and national security, Wall said. Maintaining a stable policy framework that supports continued operation of California refineries is therefore not only an economic and consumer affordability issue, but also a matter of broader energy security and national defense. Mysterians reject that which made America what it is. They reject American convention and tradition and have devoted their lives to chipping away at what's wrong with it. When it comes to the use of fossil fuels, they have settled on pollution. We don't like pollution. That's wrong. You're ruining the earth. The truth is you're not ruining the earth. But that's how they're going after it, under the guise of the climate change movement, which again has nothing to do with climate change. Zero. And so what they want to do is eliminate refineries in California. And here's a guy who obviously has a vested interest, Chevron, pointing out, well, that if you do that, here's what follows. Because the Mysterians don't care what follows because they want to achieve what follows. They want you crippled.
It's going backwards.
And it's in every facet of life that you look at. Shoplifting used to be a crime.
Not anymore.
Now you got a legislator in St. Paul who said, well, let's look at it.
If you need it.
You know, maybe.
You
One
know the
guy
money.
emailed me and said that what Pinto was, we're talking about something that came up Friday. There's a St. Paul legislator, Dave Pinto, who actually said that, maybe shoplifting has a worth to people or something to that effect. We've invited him on the air. He's had his chance to respond. He won't. But an emailer pointed out that what Pinto said was we need to take a look at organized theft. And the emailer said that maybe he thinks there's a value in the theft just merely being organized. as opposed to random.
Because we can tax it maybe because it's a business.
Maybe
huh?
that's it. I don't know. But that's where you are with gas in California. And now, if the Strait of Hormuz remains bottlenecked, and 20% of the world's oil can't get through it, I have no idea what will happen locally.
I am the oil captain now.
I'm old enough to have gone through the Jimmy Carter era gas shortages. There were lines waiting to get gas.
Around the corner, I do remember
You
that.
had to pick your spot to go get gas.
Did you have to take a number? How did it work?
No, you just got in line and went.
Okay.
And then hoped that when you got to the pump, they still had some gas.
We're all out.
Yeah.
What I like is the president's advice to these ship captains. Essentially, he told them, why don't you grow a pair, pal? Drive that ship through that canal.
Well, I don't blame the ships if they're not doing that.
Grow a pair.
Yeah.
I'm on with the president.
Yeah.
Let's go here.
Says
Let's
he
get 'em
who
through. We need the
says
oil.
he who has never had a pair.
Do you want me to rub them up against the microphone? I can.
I think he was referring to the president.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh, I'd be more than happy
We
to
know you've had a
rest
pair
them
or
on
two.
your chin there, pal.
God Almighty.
We know you've had a pair or two in your life.
He was too quick to take offense, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm ready.
I never meant you. I
This
meant
ain't
the
Friday,
orange
Kenny.
man.
I assume you were going to move on, but we've got some pretty interesting stuff. I'm sure Johnny's got it in the news. What do you call it here? The House Fraud Prevention and State Agency Oversight Policy Committee is taking place right now, and wow, we've got some stuff that's gone on public record.
Somebody else do it. Tell me.
Bleep it. You're done.
I can't. I mean, what do you want from me?
Well,
This show has done more to lay out fraud than any entity in the United States. We just don't have an investigative arm, nor do we have prosecutorial privileges on this show. We can't go arrest somebody.
Former state representative Kurt Doubt, is that how you pronounce it, Kurt Doubt? Yeah. Just testified to the Fraud and Oversight Committee that Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport flies out more cash than all other airports combined.
The dollars going out of the Minneapolis airport, $350 million last year and $350 million the year before. 99% greater than the largest airports in the country. We're the 16th largest. We have more money going out than basically all of the other airports combined.
We're number one. We're number one.
Well, we're to assume that he's referring to cash that was gotten illegally.
One would think.
Well, Rookie, can I show up at the airport with a suitcase that has $500,000 in cash in it?
You can, but you will be pulled aside.
And what will be done to be?
If you show that you have receipts for that and it's not ill-gotten gains, you either get your money back at a certain time or you get it back right there. The drug dealers don't get their money back.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
How many of the people running security or TSA go, I'm going to go on break?
If you possess over 10 grand, you must report it to the Customs and Border Protection Agency.
And don't think that hiding it in a checked bag is going to...
Well, no, but stop. If Dowd is correct, what do you say, $350 million cash went out of the airport last year.
And $350 the year before that.
Well, how's it going out if there are these steps in place to stop that? Are you telling me that must mean that somebody signed off on that much cash flying out of here?
I don't know where he's getting his stats, and I'm not an official spokesman for the airport.
No,
so,
I know.
I don't know how it could be that high.
Or is it?
I don't know on what day. If there was that amount of money, whenever we had a bust when I worked for Sun Country Airlines and they stopped guys in the jet bridge and they had stacks of money, word spread like wildfire. Did you hear about the bust on H2 or whatever it was? So if that, and I have not heard of anybody having that large amount of money.
Or are they just doing it with such great frequency? In other words, it's $9,750
Yeah,
Or
per.
is the guy that said that well versed in hyperbole?
What Gabe is showing us something now that he has on his computer. What are we looking at?
I'm just showing there were studies that the Department of Homeland Security did, and 70 to 95% of the trials of mock things that they're not supposed to bring, like weapons or explosives, did not get flagged by security.
Oh, great.
So 70 to 95% of
95%.
counterfeit items made it through their trials.
Well, then what good is Homeland Security?
Who's working Homeland Security these days?
Right now, apparently nobody. Is that correct?
Is there an opening?
No. Aren't flight delays incredible
I
right
mean,
now?
TSA is what I mean.
TSA is if their workers are showing up, they're not getting paid right now. To their credit, many of the TSA people that I work with every day are showing up for work. There are some that are not coming in, so the lines, once you get through, the holdups are once everybody gets through the queue line and they have to be processed. They may not have enough people to open every single lane, so then there becomes a backup when people are taking their stuff out of their
But if they take my suitcase through the X-ray machine and they see all that money, it's going to get stopped, isn't it? According to what Gabe just found, 70% of the time that's not getting stopped.
It should get
Yes,
flagged.
John Heidt.
Here's where Kurt Doubt got those numbers, it appears. This is a story from January. U.S. federal authorities have launched an investigation into hundreds of millions of dollars in cash transported through Minneapolis-St. Paul International by airline passengers over recent years. The Tennessee Star reporting in the inquiry focuses on large sums discovered and checked in carry-on luggage, most often linked to travelers of Somali descent departing Minnesota on international routes. Federal officials say TSA officers flagged $340 million in outbound cash in 2024, followed by nearly $350 million in 2025. The money was frequently carried by a limited number of repeat couriers with individual trips, sometimes involving seven-figure sums. Despite those totals, many travelers had completed required customs declarations limiting immediate enforcement options.
So
Jesus.
so if they declared that,
Jesus!
they weren't flagged or stopped because they had already.
They said, by the way, hey, I'm taking $600,000 here.
Right.
Here's my papers. What would the papers show?
That's what I'm trying to find out. How would they show how they got it?
Wow.
Do you need to?
It's a bad
Yes.
sign when the suitcase says Safari Restaurant.
Yes, Acme Daycare Center and Autism.
Go ahead, Mr. Reavers.
Take your suitcase full of cash and head on over to North American Banking
Liquidation.
Company. I'm going to need all that because they've been investing in your success since 1998. Wow. And way back when, they decided to create a better banking experience for both you, your family, and also for all of you business owners out there. Locally owned and operated for you business owners. Here's why that's important. That means all loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They don't send those out of state. So this helps you solve problems quickly, but also it's going to help you expand your business with the utmost confidence. And you can see it for yourself in person at 6 Twin Cities locations: Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and also in Maple Grove, offering the same updated online and mobile banking tools as all of those other big national banks. However, the key difference is you're going to get the unparalleled service of a community bank. But see it for yourself. Check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
It's the end of the world as we know it. he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
Sorry, GLers, I'm going to have to make some demands out of you. Your chemical cabinets should always have a wide variety of Seafoam products to save your day. Now, it doesn't have to be a cabinet. Could be a shelf. Could be a box. Maybe it's a 5-gallon pail with a bunch of chems in it.
Well, could be a drawer.
It could be anything. What it does need, you need to have the big three: the Bugs Be Gone, the Seafoam engine treatment, and the Deep Creep. That's the amazing penetrating oil. The Bugs Be Gone, we're going to be using it up by the gallon here in just a month or so. It really is amazing. Works as promised, and everybody who writes us emails says so. It's beyond expectations. That's how good it all is. Spray it on, let it sit a few moments, and wash off the bugs. It works on glass, plastic, steel, aluminum. It works on everything, and it's safe on all of those surfaces. The treatment, the motor treatment, what is there to say? It's been around and saving carbs and injectors and fuel for decades, and the Deep Creep is the best penetrating oil you can buy. Great for lubing, breaking up rust, restoring parts, and displacing moisture. It's the GLers Car Care Kit. Buy all three. Give them as gifts. You can find them in the automotive aisle, and you can order them from seafoamworks.com, our own local company with a global reach. We're talking Seafoam.
You know what I like to say about my chemical cabinet?
What's that, Joe?
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Ooh.
Rook, what's in your chemical
You have
cabinet?
a chemical cabinet, Rook?
I will honestly say I have all
It's a
three Seafoam products in my.
See,
it's a shelf. I don't have a cabinet. I have a shelf.
You're supposed to say she has one. That was the line.
Oh,
You're not
she's
supposed
got
to be
them all
trying to
set
set him up. Here's
got 'em
John
all set
Heidt
up
in
for
his
me.
newsroom.
Thank you, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. Legislative news today. A new bill could require Minnesotans under 21 to complete driver's education before they can obtain a license. Currently, state law mandates 30 hours of driver's ed for those 17 and under. But under the new proposal by State Rep Andrew Myers, it would require every new driver to take driver's ed before getting behind the wheel. And statistics do seem to back the proposal. Statistics show drivers aged 18 to 20 who skip driver's ed are 75% more likely to get a traffic ticket and 24% more likely to be involved in a fatal crash.
Wait a minute.
Yes,
I always thought that was a requirement. That
did
hasn't
too.
been?
Guess not.
Holy,
Currently,
no
state
wonder
law.
we have the worst drivers in the world right now
17
behind
and
the wheel.
under. If you're 17 and under, it's required. But if you're 18, no, it's not required.
Holy crap. Does that apply? Sorry, Johnny.
Yeah.
Does that also apply to guys trying to get a Class A?
I don't know.
He doesn't know that, Chris.
He just did the bleeping story.
Well, he doesn't have the truckers in there.
Okay.
Mother truckers.
Sorry.
You two are like Archie Bunker and Meathead,
Okay, Kenny.
yelling at each other. Too bad you're not as happy as I am.
And you're like Mr. Jefferson.
Maybe you take an example from me.
Yeah.
Be
A
happy.
bill sponsored by Representative
Sons of
John
bitches.
A bill sponsored by Representative John Kosnick, a Republican from Lakeville, would give the MnDOT folks the power to authorize driverless vehicle companies, spelling out insurance requirements to requiring autonomous vehicles comply with state traffic laws. Driverless vehicle testing has already started in Minnesota, but for now anyway, it has to be under the supervision of humans behind the wheel. Well, with this bill, that would change. Autonomous vehicle company Waymo began testing its computer-automated vehicles in Minneapolis in late 2025, but says eventually it'll launch passenger service in the Twin Cities. The road to driverless cabs and other vehicles in the state will have to go through the legislature. Waymo doesn't plan to launch its service in Minnesota until the state enacts new laws to set up basic regulations. Representative Kosnick says his bill was a work in progress, but that it would create what he called a clear and predictable framework for driverless cars in Minnesota. Lawmakers heard testimony, Chris mentioned this briefly, on efforts to prevent fraud in state programs during a committee hearing this morning. A recent report said that staying ahead of fraudsters is key to tackling fraud in the state. Tim O'Malley is the director of program integrity for the state, and he wrote that In order to achieve that, Minnesota's investigative capacity needs to be strengthened, he said, as does its fraud-fighting technology and enrollment screening for prospective providers. O'Malley this morning said there also needs to be better training for state employees so that fraud doesn't fall through the cracks, a point many DHS employees say they agree with. However, at the same time, one DHS employee, Faye Bernstein,
Thank you.
testified that DHS has retaliated against those who flag possible fraud. The employee added that unless there's a mass firing at DHS, she feels the fraud will continue. She told the committee, I'm very much questioning the competency of the leadership at the Department of Human Services. There just really simply has to be firings, and I hate to say that. I hate to see people fired, but there's no other way to turn this around.
Thank you, Chair Robbins and members. My name is Faye Bernstein, Bernstein. I first want to just make a comment on the report and say the word that I think no one from DHS wants to hear again, but that's retaliation, the R word. I am a 20-year employee. I'm a current employee of DHS. And I am one of the very, very few DHS employees who can publicly speak about what the environment is there. We have a very large group. You probably have heard about the large group of employees who anonymously tweet and anonymously work with law enforcement and the OLA, et cetera. I have chosen to be public. I think it has certainly harmed me professionally, personally. It has harmed me in many ways to be public, but I feel like we have to just openly speak about the conditions at the Department of Human Services. The retaliation that I experienced was about 7 years ago. In the course of doing my job, came across some contract irregularities that I would consider in the scope of what we talk about today to be quite minor. But as minor as they were, it was not something that DHS leadership could hear. They just couldn't hear it. And as a result of me speaking about it, I was walked out of the building. I was banned from all DHS-owned and licensed property. So if you can imagine, the rest of the public can go to the Anderson building and can apply for SNAP, and I could not. I could not use the ATM. I could not use the cafeteria. I was not allowed in the building. I was investigated. That went on for months and months. I can only imagine the cost to the state of that investigation. And I've never spoken out about the results of the investigation, but I guess this would be as good a time as any. The results of months and months of investigation and asking my coworkers for examples of when I was racist, when I was threatening to do harm to leadership. The result of all of that was that I was found to have questioned the competency and the decision-making of the leadership in the Behavioral Health Division, and I was found to have held up contracts that had compliance problems. So let me just say I plead guilty to both of those things. I absolutely did both of those things, and I'm doing both of those things today. I am very much questioning the competency of the leadership of the Department of Human Services. And I hate to do that because...
All right. The Department of Human Services is too large. They have too many employees, and they're attempting to govern far too many programs. And occasionally you'll get Faye Bernstein to come along and raise these red flags. And then, as we learned there, she was quickly hushed up. And she said she was dealing with minor infractions.
So,
can you imagine the pressure that's put on people who are trying to blow the whistle on millions of dollars?
Is she employed by them again?
Sounds like she has retained her employment.
She was removed from certain what would you call it?
Committees?
Yeah, committees or whatever. I can read you the it's 6.5 minutes long, so it is long, but I thought it was worth playing. She was barred from DHS investigator over accusations of racism. We heard all that. And apparently, I don't know, this is the caption of the video. I don't know if she said this personally, but basically her claim is that the Walz administration tried to cover this up.
Well, I have no doubt whatsoever that they did try to cover it up. No doubt at all.
Did she also testify in D.C.?
I don't think
she
so.
might have.
Don't think
I don't know.
so.
I don't know.
I think she might have.
I can look it up, Ken, unless you're going to.
The point is, and it can't happen, we need to start over. The whole structure is wrong. It's too big. It's too overlapping. It's too redundant. There are too many ways to avoid responsibility. It's just a bad setup in Minnesota.
At last week when Walz and Ellison were grilled in Washington, a 34,000% increase in autism funding in the span of 7 years?
I think it was more like 3,000%.
No, it went from
from $1 million to 300 million. I don't know whatever percentage that is. It's a lot. It's a lot.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's summarized.
Yep.
Restoration work began this week to protect an oft-photographed historic landmark from the wear and tear it faces from its perch on a cliff along the north shore of Lake Superior. The months-long project at Split Rock Lighthouse includes replacing damaged masonry and installing sensors to monitor real-time moisture data at the more than century-old structure. Scaffolding will go up around the lighthouse later this month. If you're planning on visit in March or April, you can stop by the historic buildings with a hard hat tour. In May, buildings will again be available with a regular site admission, although access is subject to change. Sensors placed around the building will keep track of humidity and temps to help keep the building at a consistent level. Project expected to be done in late June, according to a news release from the Historical Society. A trails and landscape project begun last year should wrap up around the same time.
I'm all for maintaining lighthouses. But how does taking a picture degrade a lighthouse?
That's the most overrated site in Minnesota.
Well, it's not
Tourist
really.
site.
It's
and
not.
Glensheen are complete snooze.
This is from Mr. Happy.
Snooze fest.
Okay,
I'd
Kenny.
see a dirt pile with a big pickup truck and a dumper on it.
I would pay to see that.
I need someplace to dump my cans.
Better get my Class A together.
Why don't you go over to Hibbing and look at an open mine pit? Is that where they are, Hibbing?
Sure. Why don't we
North Shore.
take a
They're up there, somewhere north of St.
Most
Cloud.
cherished
Thank
site
you.
in the state.
It's overrated.
Oh, it's
There's
beautiful.
nothing to see.
It's a big
The
lighthouse.
parking lot is more admirable than the building.
Oh, it's a beautiful
It's
lighthouse.
a wonderful parking lot.
It's a nice lighthouse.
Oh, give me a break.
Before we take a break and hear from Chris Reavers, just let me do it once more. Okay, Kenny.
Yeah, okay, Kenny.
I have a question for Linda Keller and Keller Tax Service. I know she's a daily listener to the Garage
How
Logic
much
podcast.
trouble? My question for Linda is, can't she be a leader of the group that we can all stop paying our taxes until we have competent government?
I'm going to doubt she wants to raise her hand
Yeah,
for that
probably doesn't want
particular
her hand on
position,
that one,
but
right?
I could be wrong. KellerTaxService.com. You can book your appointment that way, or call her directly at 320-352-0013. We're inching closer to 1 month to get your taxes in, by the way. So here's my question for Linda. If I want to, when I have to write my state check, can I put in the comment section, for autism fraud? Or will I get audited like a friend of ours did a couple of years ago?
You're going to get audited.
You don't want to do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
leave it
probably won't do
leave
that.
well enough alone.
But as long as you're on that website, KellerTaxService.com, you can see all sorts of very cool updated tax information. Linda is on top of it all. And you know what? I've heard from so many of you GLers, so thank you for trusting Linda Keller with your tax service needs. And you know what? She handles all types of returns for all types of people, families, businesses. You don't even have to live in the state of Minnesota, and Linda Keller will get you taken care of. Once again, KellerTaxService.com or 320-352-0013. Please make sure you mention that you heard about her on the Garage Logic podcast, Johnny Heidt.
Thanks, Chris. In national and international news, Iran has launched more attacks on Israel and Gulf countries, while More than a week of heavy U.S. and Israeli bombardment continues today. Iranian state TV announced early Monday that Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei has been named supreme leader in defiance of threats by U.S. President Trump. Khamenei, who is seen as even more hardline than his father, will now be in charge of Iran's armed forces and any decision about Tehran's nuclear program.
So he's insane too?
Apparently.
Just like the old man? Yeah.
The appointment marks a new sign of defiance by Iran's embattled leadership after more than a week of heavy U.S. and Israeli bombardment. Oil prices surged again today, leading to more worries about higher energy costs, fueling inflation, and lead to less spending by U.S. consumers. On the stock market today, it's actually got better. Started very badly. It was down about 800 to 900 to start the day. The Dow right now down 481 points.
Only 400.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times you want to do what your old man did or follow in his footsteps, but I think this would be one where I'd say, you know what, let this cup pass me by. I'm not interested in this job.
Oh, you mean the kid who got the job from the old man?
Supreme leader, yeah.
Yeah, but the kid's as nuts as the old man.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
NASDAQ down 55 and the S&P down around 40. Meanwhile, the U.S. military announced a seventh American service member has died from injuries sustained during an Iranian attack on troops stationed in Saudi Arabia. According to the U.S. Department of War, Sergeant Benjamin Pennington, 26 years old, of Glendale, Kentucky, was injured during an enemy attack on March 1st. The first 6 deaths were in Army reservists, killed in a March 1st attack in a Kuwaiti port. The death toll, meanwhile, continues to rise. The war has killed at least 1,230 people in Iran, 397 in Lebanon, and 11 in Israel, according to officials in those countries. The first significant disagreement of the Iran war between the U.S. and Israel has developed over some Israeli strikes yesterday on 30 Iranian oil facilities. Reporters say they're finding out that the U.S. Sources say the strikes went far beyond what the U.S. expected. The Axios report cited a U.S. official, Israeli official, and a source with knowledge. Late Saturday, Israel struck the oil facilities, sending huge balls of fire and smoke into the air and rocking Tehran and neighboring cities of Karaj with explosions. The Axios report continued. The U.S. is concerned Israeli strikes on infrastructure that serves ordinary Iranians could backfire strategically, rallying Iranian society to support the regime in driving up oil prices.
I bet John Kerry is upset. He didn't like war because it polluted.
Did you see? I shouldn't laugh. Some of those fires.
Not good. The air in Tehran is not suitable for human consumption.
Make of this what you will. Russia is providing Iran with intelligence about the locations and movements of American troops, ships, and aircraft, according to multiple people familiar with U.S. intelligence reporting on the issue. The first indication Moscow has sought to get involved in the war. Much of that intelligence Russia has shared with Iran has been imagery from Moscow's sophisticated constellation of overhead satellites. Meanwhile, as the war continues, the Ukraine has sent interceptor drones and a team of drone experts to protect U.S. military bases in Jordan, that according to their president, Vladimir Zelensky. Federal judge on Saturday ruled that the appointment of Carrie Lake, the head of Voice of America's oversight agency, was invalid. That would void mass layoffs that she had carried out at the federally funded news group last year. A decision from Judge Royce Lamberth of the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, a rejection of President Trump's attempts to dismantle the government-funded news group, which was founded to combat Nazi propaganda during World War II. If upheld by higher courts, Judge Lamberth's ruling would allow more than 1,000 journalists and support staff members at the news group to come back to their jobs. Before Trump pushed to close the agency and influence its editorial decisions, Voice of America broadcast in 49 languages and more than 360 million weekly listeners around the world, providing news services to foreign countries with limited press freedoms like China, Russia, and Iran. At least 4 people killed, 12 others wounded after powerful tornadoes touched down in southwest Michigan Friday. As the deadliest such storm in the state since 1980. 2 others were killed in Oklahoma as severe weather swept across the plains and the Midwest.
Did anyone see the video of the tornado on the lake in Michigan?
Yes.
You could literally see it eating its way along the shoreline.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy mackerel.
Did you guys get lightning Friday night?
Not a bit, Chris.
I got a lot.
I'm in the Sustainable Urban Core.
A lot of lightning and thunder.
Never heard Tunder.
Tunder? No, Tunder?
Never heard any Tunder.
I've been saving this story, Joe. I haven't been able to get to it, but I know you're going to have a big interest in it.
All right.
NBC has now begun filming a reboot of the 1970s series, The Rockford Files.
Oh, no. There was only one Rockford, and he's dead. James Garner is dead.
This is the fellow who will play Rockford now, and he got James Garner's daughter's okay, apparently, after she saw the first takes, shall we say. The actor is David Boreanaz. You may know him. You may not. He was the star of Bones.
Don't know Bones.
Bones was on, 12, 11
I don't
years.
watch medical shows.
It's not. No. It wasn't.
It's all Quincy to me.
It was
a lot of yelling.
It was, yeah.
Bones is not a medical show?
No.
Oh.
It was a police show.
Okay, I don't watch police shows either.
Yeah.
G.G. Garner.
1 Adam 12 or Emergency. It's all the same to me.
151.
G.G. Garner is the daughter of James Garner, and she offered support for the new casting, claiming that Boreanaz is channeling her father's performance in the role. As I said, he starred in Bones. He was also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, and SEAL Team. His casting was announced in early February with his SEAL Team co-star, Michaela McManus, joining the cast of the new Rockford Files a couple of weeks later as a detective named Kate, who's in a relationship with Jim Rockford.
Well, for starters, he can't have his trailer down on the beach in Malibu because that's all been ruled out now. There's no development down there. They're not even going to rebuild the Great Stretch.
Well, could he put his trailer next to all the other homeless encampments?
Well, that's what's down there.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, where is he? I hold my judgment in reserve for this show.
No, I'm issuing my judgment right now.
You're already out.
He gone.
I mean, I'm rooting for it, but it's not the same world that Jimmy worked in.
No, this is a bad idea.
Well, what's this guy going to charge $200 a day plus expenses?
Get a new
Come on.
idea, Hollywood. You guys, you're losers.
Who's going to be Rocky?
Yeah, who's going to be Angel?
Yeah. You can't repeat that.
I was concerned about Angel. I checked all the stories. There was nothing about an Angel.
Well, Stuart Margolin is still alive, I think.
What about
I
Beth?
think he died last year, didn't he, Joe?
Did he
I
really?
remember reading
Look
the
it up,
story.
Rook.
Maybe 2 years ago.
Did Stuart Margolin die? Oh, my word. I can't keep up.
I remember having that on the news, and all of us
Get 50% of 10% of nothing.
He died on December 12th, 2022 at the age of 82.
Oh, geez, it was
Jeez.
Pancreatic cancer.
Oh, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean that
Right.
in a good way.
I think I know what you're saying.
You can't beat pain. John, thank you.
It's tough to recover from pancreatic cancer, I think, is what you're trying to say there, Joe.
Although great strides are being made.
That's true.
He was married to Patricia Dune from 82 until his death.
Huh.
Ugh.
I believe isn't pancreatic cancer the origin of what's coming up on the ride?
Yes.
Yeah, he thought he was having that.
Joe, what if
I might have a little bout of pancreatic cancer. I'm not
what's
sure.
coming up on the ride?
And you were more concerned with who he was having on the show that day than his imminent death.
I didn't care.
Saw
I
the
didn't care.
clock ticking.
Yeah.
Jesus, Joe.
You know what? I was following the law. I was following the rules here.
Following the radio rules.
Following the radio rules. What's coming up on the ride? Yes. You're all right, Pat. Yes. I guess I was right, too, because he doesn't have that, thank God. I know. I'm looking for it, Reavers.
Yes, sir.
I know I had it here. Oh, for Pete's sake. It was here.
You got a bad filing system.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about garages, garage doors.
You talking about Precision Garage Door of the Twin Cities?
Yeah, they're the best. And if you need a new door, get a hold of them. You can call them up. Or
do they still have that safe and sound package,
why don't
Joe?
you do this at some other time?
25
No, here it is. Look at
inspection?
this. My filing system came through.
Just in the nick of time.
Winter is not over. We want it to be, but we could go into mid-May with this stuff. So if you need a new door, they'll work in this weather. Precision Door. They have models for every budget. Send out a designer for the free consultation. Bing, bang, boom. You got a brand new door right now. $400 trade-in credit for your old garage door. And if you like your current door, but she's acting up, you can book a $79 safe and sound package. They'll throw the diagnostics at it. that cable's getting thin. Look out, she might go on you. They'll fix that right on the spot, take care of it, so you never get trapped with a garage door that won't open. Either a new door or the Safe and Sound package. Book online at precisiondoormn.com or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate or book one of Precision Door's Safe and Sound packages.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
The elementary schools sound like they can be a war zone. The kids are throwing materials, flipping chairs, yelling and screaming.
Jeez.
Says Michelle Krell, Executive Director of the Minnesota Elementary School Principals Association. And then when that happens, the students need to take cover and be evacuated from the classroom. Republican State Senator Jim Abler said he has gotten an earful about this problem. Teachers are getting injured. Students are at risk. The whole class gets evacuated, he said. So in Anoka District, 142 times this year already, classes have been evacuated.
Wow.
Kindergarten, first, second, and third grade. 33 in kindergarten alone, just in that district.
Wow.
Jeez.
I guess Minnetonka's off the hook for the way they behaved. Abler is proposing a bill that will allow schools to send those students with disciplinary problems home for a maximum of one partial day and one full day after an incident. If a child acts out in a school, we need a little time to come up with a plan, he notes. The measure would reverse a 2023 mandate that bans suspensions for kids from kindergarten through third grade. I didn't know we had that on the books. Apparently on the books is a law that you cannot kick a kid out if it's kindergarten through third grade. Supporters say it would give counselors a chance to meet with students in the evacuated classrooms. Wow. Not only lost learning, but they also lose the sense of security and safety. Increased anxiety for students trying to learn. Abler is hoping to hold committee hearings where school officials, parents, and the community can weigh in. And if it passes, this bill would take effect in the 2026-2027 school year. Holy mackerel. I didn't know it was that bad. Did you know it was that bad?
No idea.
Well, sure. You've had someone that's
Well, I know
worked
it's
in-
bad, but it's. I do know that the St. Paul School District just keeps pushing those kids. Don't just keep this.
Doesn't matter if you
Move
meet
them
the
ahead.
standards.
Move them ahead. St. Paul School District does not give a rat's behind about
by
their
sending
students.
them home. Do you mean sending them home to grandma?
Well, that's probably what unfortunately would happen. If a kid's that screwed up as a first grader, it ain't the school's fault.
If he calls his grandma mom and his mom Pam,
He's going to jail.
right?
Yeah. No, that's terrible. I had no idea that the little kids were acting like that bad.
Did you say, I'm sorry, was that in Anoka County? Or?
That's right, John, right where you
Holy
are.
moly, that's where I am, yeah.
Let me repeat that. That's hard to believe. Teachers are getting injured. Other students are at risk. The whole class gets evacuated. This is Abler. So in Anoka District, 142 times this year already, classes have been evacuated. Kindergarten, first, second, and third grade. 33 evacuations in kindergarten alone. That's one district.
Wow.
We got a problem.
We got a messed up system here. We got to clean it
Although,
up.
a kindergarten kid,
That's age 5.
I
Isn't
mean,
it?
they're going to act up. So I think what might be interesting to know is what constitutes the how much does a kid have to act up before you evacuate the room?
Why don't you just evacuate the kid, toss him in a closet?
There were some bad first graders that I did know of through a person that worked in this.
Why
St.
is
Paul
that
School
bad,
District.
John? Instead of the whole class.
I think it was bad. I chuckled.
Yeah.
Well, I think what Abler's proposing is
Maybe hang them upside down by their ankles.
I'll flick you in the ear, you little brat.
Yeah,
Torture them for a little
you're
bit.
little brat.
Well, I think what Abler is proposing is to rescind the order that you can't suspend a kindergartner through third grade, and I think he's saying, well, we better be able to. He's saying let's not punish the whole class. let's get rid of the evil
Yeah,
doer.
but sending them home is not punishment. Putting in-school suspension is far worse.
Well, wait a minute. If sending him home is not, the punishment is worse if you keep the kid at school.
Yeah. Way worse. Isolated by
it's
themselves.
a distraction to
How
the other
much
class.
punishment can a kid even absorb as a kindergartner? Would the kid even know he or she was that wrong? You're not even at the age of reason at 5 years old. You know, the old age of
Yeah,
reason.
you kind of know it's not right to pull hair or kick somebody or.
Yeah. We got one. I'm looking for this to happen. I mean, there's one in our book group who could.
I think they need to medicate more.
We could have one.
She's too smart to get caught, though, isn't she?
She's pretty clever.
He's a step ahead of the authorities.
Yeah.
A step or two ahead of the authorities. Yes.
God forbid somebody enters the room with a camera because no one else will get their picture taken.
That sounds like a guy we work with.
What's up, Gabe?
Okay. Only because
Is it that time?
we're still in Penguin, Tasmania.
We're not moving.
Yet
They got to get around that horn of Sigourney.
the traveling Lymans at
Pirates.
Where?
Worldwide.
Horn of Sigourney? What is it called?
The worldwide. I had a kid. Speaking of kids acting up, there's a kid in my realm who was facing confirmation.
Ah, yes.
And this kid is somewhat of a character.
I think I know this child.
Well, and he chose the name Saint Homobonus. And I said, who in the hell is that? The patron saint of discos? Homobonus. And his parents said, no, you're not
We're not.
taking that
Hey,
name.
try
I
again.
looked it up. There is a real saint named Saint Homobonus.
What's he famous for?
Love.
It was in the 1300s.
Okay.
I suppose it was pronounced Homobonus.
He did his research.
Saint Homobonus.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
You got to say it fast.
But this kid,
No
he
space.
spotted that one. I'm sure he went through the book. He tried to find the most.
That kid has been looking in dictionaries, and the first thing he tries to find is fart.
Oh, here it is.
Fart in the dictionary.
Oh, he's beyond that one, I'm afraid.
Was it a nice ceremony, the confirmation?
I didn't go. I didn't go.
Full house. He didn't.
Wait, I grew up Catholic. You get to pick your own confirmation name
Oh,
now?
hell yes.
I don't
I
have
did.
a sponsor?
John, I did.
Peter.
Well,
John DeBosco, because you're the juggler. I
that
took
why?
a juggler, yeah.
I think what's
Sebastian?
going on in the Catholic Church.
What were you?
What is that all about?
You know what,
Hey,
though?
Pat,
I,
what was your confirmation name? Oh, he
Stephen.
took Stephen. That's
cheating.
that's
the first
really
martyr.
uninteresting.
That's the first martyr.
So is mine. I took my. I had a sponsor who was a friend of my brother's named Kenneth. So my confirmation name is Kenneth.
Really?
Mine was Evil Knievel.
Saint.
I'm
Before he
with
was a
Johnny,
saint.
though.
What?
John, you didn't get to pick yours?
No.
Oh, these kids are picking their own.
Yeah,
he
I
went
don't
with
think-
Homobonus.
I don't think I did either.
Homobonus was the patron saint of business people,
That's
tailors,
right.
shoemakers, and cloth workers.
That's
Tailors.
right.
Yes, the tailor. Yes. Homobonus, I have another shoe for you. You are the cobbler of New York City.
Well, he worked in the garment district.
Right,
Yes.
Johnny was real. Homobonus.
Was
He
he
was.
comfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was 1197.
Yeah, he was over there.
Was he comfortable?
Yes, he was. He,
He
had
made
made
a
a nice
living.
living.
He made a nice
in
living.
the shoe
yes.
business.
Yes, I'm a cobbler.
Yes.
And what are you, Bonaventure?
That's a good one. Only because.
Low standards.
Low
can't hear
standard.
you.
He's still bellowing at us for
Early
another rule.
shoes. Shoes in the 1300s. Call me now. How's that leather doing?
What are you
there?
seeing?
I'm seeing just a strap of bad
Leather.
Bad leather.
Yeah.
Just and it's
It wasn't really tan.
hastily put together.
Yeah.
Right, hastily put together.
Still had fur on
yes, yes.
it. On this day.
It had
And
a live
the
edge,
selection,
as
the
they
closeout rack from last year's models. You know, they look the same.
You got to go over and see this Homobonus, man. He's got stuff.
This guy knows
He'll
what he's
set
doing.
You up.
You need a belt?
Yeah.
I can get you a belt. You got to take it off at the airport.
I
though.
got it.
Okay.
Unless you got cash.
Yes.
On this day,
March 9.
1848, school teacher Harriet E. Bishop forms Minnesota's first temperance society. Temperance societies opposed drunkenness. On this day,
March.
So does my family.
on this day,
March 9.
yeah, but they got nothing named after them, do they?
That's true.
1858, the legislature approved an amendment to Minnesota's constitution that legalized the loan of the state's credit in an issue of bonds up to but not exceeding $5 million, with the idea of exchanging state bonds for a railroad company bonds and thus stimulating the building of railroads and their subsequent benefits to land sales in the state economy. That sounds like absolutely the way we refer now to building stadiums, right? Mm-hmm. The $5 million loan would continue to be an issue in Minnesota politics for many years, even after the railroad bonds were substantially redeemed in 1881. That plays into the Gopher deal, too. Remember the Gopher, they got mad about the railroad bonds and pictured the guys as Gophers?
Yes.
On this day,
March 9th.
in 1874, Cook County was formed, commemorating Civil War hero Major Michael Cook from Faribault. Did you know him?
Another
I did
Faribault.
not. I don't think I knew Michael.
On this day in sports disappointment history,
Joe, today is March 9th. Who did we lose to?
well, on this day in 1976, the NCAA released a report that levied sanctions on Bill Musselman-era violations. On this day,
Just
March
weren't
9th.
good cheaters in the Minnesota basketball program, were we?
on this day,
March 9th.
in 2005, ESPN reported that Mike Tice admitted scalping tickets as an assistant, but hey, never as a head coach.
That's right. I just did it when I was in the
He just
assistant.
did it as an assistant
Yeah,
coach.
I was cleared.
That shouldn't disqualify him from becoming a head coach.
That's right.
Was he a head coach by then?
Yes. He was the head coach in
2005?
2005.
So were these inside tickets that he would get because
Well, I
he's
think they were.
coach?
I think they were Super Bowl.
They were
tickets.
Super Bowl tickets.
Well, who would blame him for that? That's pretty smart.
But it's because they
I
were.
don't think he went to jail.
No, he paid a fine, but it's because, Kenny, they were a gift. So the league.
So what? I salute him for
Well,
this.
that's the way he thought. They
I've always
so
loved that
what?
guy.
He was
I've always
America's
loved
guest before I replaced him.
He's the one that worked on the fan, right? No,
He,
Who's
yeah,
the,
he
who's
I
the
don't
big
know.
dummy that worked on the fan and then worked with us for a while?
You're thinking of Mike Morris.
You're thinking
not
of
Mike
superstar
Oh,
Mike Morris.
Morris.
Is he around still?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you, GLers.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Saint Homobonus.
Yes.
How do you
Get
spell
you some
that?
shoes.
How do you spell that?
Exactly the way it sounds.
I'm going to-
H-O-M-O-B-O-N-U-S. Homobonus.
Try these new high-flying Homobonus shoes. They help you do the Mikulski double pump layup a lot better.
How about I get your mic
Somebody
there,
blown their
Joe?
nose?
Yep. I'll get your mic, Joe.
Jesus. God.
Let's head on over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button.
Or not.
Where you could have watched Joe blow his nose right into the microphone. That's the kind of stuff you get on YouTube each and every single day, starting at noon. And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And also, don't forget, if you haven't done so yet, sign up for the Daily Logician. That email comes right to your inbox every day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast.